Will Ospreay is the face of AEW. There are not many people in the entire professional wrestling world who are as talented and as hyped up right now as Ospreay. And right now, AEW has a monumental opportunity to position Ospreay as not only one of their biggest stars, not only one of their biggest draws, not only one of their best wrestlers, but as the franchise. Will Ospreay has not always been everyone's first choice as the face of a franchise. If you go back even just a couple of years, Will Ospreay wasn't even a super heavyweight. He was known as a high flyer and was not really seen as someone who could hoist that flag and really help maintain and grow a brand. But over the past couple of years, especially since he signed with AEW in February of 2024, Ospreay has proven that not only is he big enough for the moment, not only was he ready for the moment, he is the moment. Will Ospreay dominated in 2024, having match of the year contenders with the likes of Konosuke Takeshita, Swerve Strickland, MJF, and the list continues. And 2025 only looks to be even bigger as Ospreay just had one of the biggest matches of his entire career, the steel cage match at AEW Revolution against his longtime partner in Kyle Fletcher. One thing that Ospreay has proven is that he's ready for this moment, but he's also ready to tell stories. And one of the biggest criticisms that was always levied Ospreay's way was he's a great high flyer, he's fantastic in the ring, and he's able to do so much, and he's able to wrestle such a diverse style, but how good is his ability to cut a promo? How good is his ability to tell a story, not just in the ring, in the match, but outside of it as well? And if you look at the level that Ospreay is currently on, I think he has more than put all of those criticisms to bed. You have to look no further than his feud with MJF for that. In the lead up to AEW All In, Will Ospreay and MJF were embroiled in one of the most intense feuds in pro wrestling the entire year. MJF had turned back into a heel and had essentially occupied the International Championship, renaming it the American title, and heading into the big show of shows, Will Ospreay had suffered a major loss in a 59-minute classic against MJF and was left doubting himself, doubting his ability, and was seemingly the only person who could save the International Championship from MJF's evil clutches. And in front of the masses, 40,000 plus at Wembley Stadium in London, England, Ospreay came out victorious to a hero's welcome. And you combine that with the stories that he has told with the likes of the Don Callis family over the past couple of months, I think it's undeniable that Will Ospreay is able to tell stories, and tell stories that people care about. And more than just telling stories, Ospreay has this innate ability to resonate with the fans. When Ospreay comes out there and cuts a promo, you know that you're getting unfiltered Will Ospreay. You're getting exactly what all that experience is, and it's amazing. Because Will Ospreay, even when he's cutting a promo that you know is part of a storyline, has this way of delivering things that feels real. And not real as in you truly may believe that he's going to murder his opponent, but authentic and charming. And it just feels like you are not getting the character of Will Ospreay, you are getting the real bloody deal. And there's not many wrestlers who can honestly say that that's the case. Many times, one of the biggest things that people say about wrestlers is, the promos can be too hokey, and you don't really believe that that wrestler means that thing, and it kind of takes you out of it. And part of a wrestler's job is to keep you captivated. And through what he's able to do on the mic, in the ring, in vignettes, and otherwise, one thing is true about Ospreay. He will always captivate you. And right now, as we look forward to 2025, Ospreay has announced that he will be entering the Owen Hart Cup tournament, that he will be gunning for the AEW World Championship, something that he's only really had one crack at, and he actually lost in that opportunity against Swerve Strickland in what was one of the best matches, not only of 2024, but of this entire decade. And when you are telling the comeback story of Will Ospreay, I think it's important to do so in a way where he is positioned as the true savior of this moment. And right now you have this story with the Death Riders where Jon Moxley is running a roughshod through the entire company, and he is the guy who is keeping the AEW World Championship off TV. He's the guy who's essentially keeping the entire company hostage, and also just happens to be in real life right now in one of the least interesting stories in AEW, and a story that everyone wants to see end. Who better to end one of the most despised angles in AEW than one of its biggest heroes in Will Ospreay? And if that is the direction they end up going in, it could end up being a decision that ensures the future of AEW, because over the last couple of years, you've had the likes of Kenny Omega, you've had the likes of Hangman Adam Page, but you haven't had a cemented babyface act that can be the guy to go out there and do interviews, to be the guy to go out there and shake hands, kiss babies, and do all of the stuff that many people believe a traditional babyface should be doing until now. And Will Ospreay is that more traditional babyface, but he's also one that comes with an interesting story. He's one that comes with more than interesting moveset, and he's one that is right for this moment. Over the past year or so, AEW has been building to this eventuality that Will Ospreay will be victorious and will be a world champion. And in 2025, with Forbidden Door being in Will Ospreay's home country of the UK, it might be time to pull the trigger and have Ospreay be the guy that everyone knows he is. Because Ospreay at this point is on another level. As far as whether or not AEW will do that, I guess we'll see.